The news coming to us straight from Banjul also coming up. The Food and Agriculture Organization launches a nationwide farmer capacity building scheme questing to reinforce food security and improve national nutrition. Chief Justice Hassan Jallow urges legal luminaries to preserve the rule of equitable law and judicial efficacy amid commemoration of Law Day. Zimbabwe finally settles down as the Southern African country inaugurates former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa as new leader following the resignation of longtime ruler Robert Mugabe. And the Black Friday shopping craze returns in South Africa. Chaotic scenes marked the day, which became a trend in the country only 4 years ago. Plus, acing Berse, Gambian musical prodigy by Babu makes a sensational performance in his first appearance at the prestigious Diaspora Music Concert in France. Well, these and other stories coming ahead in the next 30 minutes. I am Fatu Janimbai. Well, good to have you with us. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, have joined forces with several agricultural projects to raise farmer capacity. Food growers across the country were taken through intensive inception workshops designed to improve food security and national nutrition, courtesy of a European Union-funded program. H.N. Silva reports.
Another partnership in the advocacy to ensure food security and nutrition through fortification by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and United Purpose, formerly known as Concern Universal.
We are coming out with very successful recommendation and suggestion.
The projects aim to eliminate nutrient deficiencies in vulnerable populations throughout the Gambia. Micronutrient deficiency is said to be a concern in developing countries, with children under 5, pregnant and lactating women the hardest hit.
In the Gambia, we are consuming a lot of rice, we are consuming a lot of wheat flour, we are consuming a lot of oil. So within this project, we want to make the fortification of this main food vehicle mandatory.
In the food fortification and biofortification project, we are targeting vulnerable people. And when we say the vulnerable group, we mean children under 5 and women of reproductive age.
The 4-year project targets 75% of the population, with a specific focus on the North Bank and Central River regions.
When we look at the rates of malnutrition the last years, especially from the DHA from 2013, we notice these two regions have very high rates on wasting and stunting.
The term fortification here simply means to add nutrients and other valuable components into food vehicles consumed by humans. In doing just that, there are 2 ways to go about with the fortification process, as explained by Usman Jame of United Purpose.
Fortification is done in several ways. There is natural fortification, that is biofortification. For us, there are crops that naturally have these elements that we can make use of. So that is just to ensure that the density of those micronutrients are kind of increased. That's the biofortification aspect of it. But the addition of fortigants to food is what we refer to as food fortification.
The program will be implemented by the National Nutrition Agency, NANA. Its program coordinator, Bakari Jallow, cited nutrition as a key contributor to national development.
That the government developed its first national nutrition policy in 2000. And with that, it also created an institution that would be responsible for coordinating the implementation of the national nutrition policy. And
the engagement enabled regional stakeholders to identify themselves with projects.
The region can form a task force. So at least that task force will be looking at, from now, maybe quarterly, they can sit down together and try to review the progress of the projects.
According to the UN figures, the Gambia is a low-income country with food insecurity challenges. Consequently, the FAO United Purpose project to improve food security is expected to address the issue. Etienne Silva, GRTS News.
Preserve the rule of equitable law and judicial efficacy. That is a message from Chief Justice Hassan Jallow to legal luminaries as law students gathered at the UTG to commemorate Law Day. In its 6th edition, the day attracted students and legal personalities from the bench and bar. Aissatou Jatta tells us more.
Legal personalities gathered to celebrate Law Day in style at the University of the Gambia. At the helm of the occasion was Chief Justice Hassan Jallow, who highlighted the unique nature of the day and emphasized the need to cultivate a deeper understanding of the legal profession and respect for the rule of law.
If you don't have the rule of law, for instance, take the law of contracts. Contracts become unenforceable in the community. People who invest in the community and whose investments will benefit the rest of the community in terms of employment generation, etc., will be discouraged. They won't invest in the community. Or if they invest, for instance, or they wish to invest and they're aware that in the event of a dispute, that they don't have access to an independent and impartial court of law which will decide their disputes, they won't invest.
Senior UTG lecturer Bidi Okori will reaffirm the Chief Justice message, noting that Law Day is designated to mark the nation's commitment to the rule of law.
The Faculty of Law of UTG has come a long way since the year 2007. This day is a special day in the life of the students. It is a day set aside for the students to interact, showcase their talents, hear notable speakers.
The Secretary General of the UTG Students' Union, Ibrahim Samate, said the day is significant for many reasons that include its drive for students to understand the workings of the law.
We take pride in this day as law students for the fact that it sends a lot of message about us, about who we are, about how important is what we are studying that is the legal profession. And as a matter of fact, it is important that we take a moment to also remember those that have worked so hard to put this faculty to where it is. Particularly of concern to us as student representatives, our partners in development, that is the sub-associations of the University of the Gambia.
Here, UTG law student Aissatou Jallow recites a poem paying tribute to the day's celebration.
Malnutrition, poor health, little education while the son of the president lives a life of luxury show that by the broken backs of the poor citizens, but they dare not say a word. It could be the last day utter.
At the UTG, a law student association is actively engaging students in practical functions of the law. Aissatou Jatta, GRTS.
It is the biggest educational scheme in the Combo North area, and education officials are poised to make it a defining venture. The multi-million-dollar education project funded by MRC's Foreland Education is meant to support capacity growth and innovative advances in the Combo North area, where several schools have benefited from classroom block expansions. Louis Mendy tells us more.
Founded by a Dutch couple, Jan and Maureen, seems determined to leave a mark in the Gambia. In the promotion of education in the communal settlement of Mandinari, the NGO has constructed and subsequently handed over $30 million investment to the government. It includes the construction of a 2-deck story building classroom block fitted with electricity, a staff quarters, 20 toilets, a borehole, a fenced school garden, and the rehabilitation of the old classroom blocks. The headmistress of the school said the project will drastically reduce congestion in the school as well as boost intake.
Staff quarters, my teachers would not get a place to rent, to live. They would not get houses. They will go up to Lamen and hire houses there to come and teach here. Lateness is over. Going out to look for house is over.
At the handing over ceremony on Saturday, it was nothing but joy. Omar Jatta, the Education Director for Region 2, was there. The village Alcalo Sise, parents and personnel of Gamrupa, who also had a hand in the investment.
Their intervention sites are always in 2 key areas. One, the remotest places in this country where access is an issue. The other places he intervenes are the most populous areas of this country.
Same day in Kerewan, in the Commonwealth, the MRC Holland Foundation was pleased to donate another $30 million project to government designed to expand the Kerewan Upper and Senior Secondary School. It includes a 3-deck story building, a staff quarters, and the renovation of the old classroom blocks. Mr. Jete is the principal of the school.
This state-of-the-art facilities comprises, ladies and gentlemen, 21 rooms, 5 administrative offices for the principal, vice principal, SMs or heads of departments with modern sanitary facilities. Modern in the sense that all of the offices are fitted with flush toileting system, and of course it doesn't take you to walk out that far, you get yourself eased.
For Jan and his NGO, donating to better education in the Gambia is something he said will always warm his heart, a message he made clear in Mandinari and in Kerewan.
We are all born equal, and everyone should have equal opportunities in life. We need a lot of work to be done to accomplish this, to have better possibilities for all the children of the Gambia. And we cannot, as a foundation from the Netherlands, we can do only a little bit for this.
Their intervention is indeed a clear manifestation of their wish to improve the quality of life of the Gambian people through education.
Jan was also grateful to the Jajo Family Construction Company for the good job. Jan is set for the provincial Gambia, where he is expected to hand over more schools to the government. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Now, Nusrat Senior Secondary School has launched a new human rights club to teach students about their rights and responsibilities. As Aminata E. Sanyang reports, the first school human rights club aims to nurture young activists.
In a bid to make students conscious of their rights, Bay Kanyang Kafo and Youth for Human Rights, the Gambia, launched a human rights club at Nusrat Senior Secondary School. The pioneers of the 6-month project said the objective is to promote human rights education.
The objective of the program is to teach students their rights and the rights of others, those promoting social change in our communities. Positive one for that matter. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the objective of this program, like I said, is to teach young people, especially the school-going boys and girls, about their rights and responsibilities. But I must also emphasize that in this new Gambia, we have a lot of work to do as human rights organizations. When we talk about freedom, when we talk about human rights, when we talk about democracy, we've realized that a lot of us are abusing this democracy. And later today, we will engage you as to some of these challenges that are affecting us as a society.
The club will serve as a forum where students can exchange ideas on their rights and responsibilities.
We are all equal entitled to our human rights without discrimination. These rights are all interrelated, interdependent, and invisible. Universal human rights are often expressed and guaranteed by law in the forms of treaties, customary, international law, general principles, and other sources of international law.
The ceremony was graced by officials of the National Youth Council and others. Drama and singing were some of the ways used by the organizers to pass their message of human rights. Similar clubs will be established in other schools to enhance the civic education message. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Aminata Sanyang.
The Swiss Boutique Hotel has been officially opened. The luxurious hotel is the latest addition to a string of new investments taking advantage of the current boom in the tourism and hospitality sector. Ibrahim Jala reports that the seafront resort is purposefully placed to carve a new niche in the hospitality trade.
The Swiss Boutique Hotel, made to order with the state-of-the-art equipment and products, joins the list of new hotels set to make a difference in the hospitality industry. The niche here is to especially attract the massive European market, especially targeting tourists from Switzerland. Located along the expansive coastline defining the tourism development area, the eco-friendly hotel is open to a pleasant sea breeze in addition to exclusive products and facilities, such as this giant swimming pool. Gambian travel investor and entrepreneur Seni Mane is the proprietor of the hotel.
The Swiss Boutique Hotel, as the name implies, is a five-star hotel facility underpinned by quality, service delivery, and boutique service standard. As an eco facility, the hotel is 100% solar powered and in line with the tourism-related social development goals of the United Nations.
The diligent businessman sees immense potential in the mushrooming local hospitality sector as the travel world focuses attention on the smiling coast. He is looking to particularly explore and position innovative products as the new face of tourism, matching business with environmental sustainability. The hotel's range of products on a lively exhibition. GT Board's Quality Control Director, Moduba, is impressed.
The product would speak for itself. Everybody would appreciate that this is one of the new and high quality products that we have in the country. And it's also the third boutique hotel that we have in our registry. We have only two, that's Leo's and Ngala Lodge, and this one is the third actually. So we are very much proud to have a product like this.
Cultural music, dance and a party that lasted into the night marks the opening of the Swiss Boutique Hotel. Waiters and chefs at their stations and staff of the hotel are already at work to make this holiday period a season of great delights. Ibrahim Jallo, GRTS News.
Now moving on, at the Tanka Psychiatric Facility, assistance is always needed to support the facility, the capacity rather, of the only mental clinic in the Gambia. Philanthropists have been a big help with timely donations that have greatly aided the center's operations. A charitable organization called Fam for Life has joined the list of contributors poised to fulfill the capacity and resource needs of the psychiatric hospital. Almodu Bajan tells us more.
Speaking at the presentation of used clothing and foodstuff, including 2 bags of rice, a bag of onions, and 20 liters of oil, Farm for Life Gambia CEO Mustafa Mansari recorded the essentiality of enhancing the country's only psychiatric hospital.
The importance of health wanted us to be here to donate the psychiatric patients of Tanka, because being it physical, mental health is very relevant. As today, because of we are mentally fit, that's why we think of this innovative idea, creating a foundation, a charitable organization to help our people. And we understand that there are people here, there are youths like us. Today they are mentally imbalanced, but with the help of our potential medical personnel, they can be cured and come back to our community, think like us and create something that Gambians can benefit.
Among his accompaniments, Parliamentarian Fatmata Jawara calls for collaborative effort so as to better the health facilities services.
Today is very heart-touching to come to Tanka to do this presentation. I know the risks attached to the health workers, the support that they needed, and much more the mentally ill persons. Therefore, it's very appreciable today, and we are so happy to see this gift being coming to Tanka. They should not be neglected. Both the society and the doctors need to work hand in glove to see that we put them in order.
Receiving the items, Tanka Psychiatric Hospital Matron Fode Jawla and Lamin Korta hailed the organization for their intervention.
Like you said about your foundation, the target is specifically for health. And we all know that there is no health without mental health. So it's like people with mental disorder, they are very vulnerable, they need assistance, and the government alone cannot do all those assistance. So I would like to take this opportunity to assure you guys that the items that you have given to us, it is going to be used at the best of our capacity. And we also implore other organizations like you to emulate you guys to come and render assistance
Maybe to your bringing, you have seen that you have just brought something little from the tip of an iceberg. But what we can say is, it is huge for us, because there are so many philanthropists out there, there are so many people out there with a bigger heart. But how many of them have found out to know where this place is, or do we even exist? So to you people who have found time and your resource, your energy, and your effort to come here today, we say thank you.
Being the only mental health facility in the Gambia, such enhancements, many believe, can be duly instrumental in facelifting Tanka Psychiatric Hospital. Modu Bajan reporting for GRTS News.
Well, over now to some entertainment news. Now, Gambian rap Mbalax sensation by Babu has made a national record as the first Gambian musician to perform at the Super Diaspora Music Concert in France known as Bercy. By Babu ignited a huge crowd that included thousands of Gambians who joined other diasporians in the Super Musical Fete annually held in Paris. Ibrahim Cham rather tells us more.
By his new management team, the Gambia's musical sensation Bai Babu was featured in a special guest appearance at the world-famous Senegambian diaspora concert, popularly called Bercy. The 20,000 capacity arena had a taste of the Gambia's most celebrated artist, and like always, Bai Babu didn't disappoint. The young prodigy roused cheers and fan excitement in an exceptional performance, which went down as one of the most unique moments in this year's Bercy. Taking social media by storm, Bai Babu's record-breaking appearance coincided with his birthday, making the singular episode a perfect case for a double celebration. Stakeholders and fellow artists have hailed Bai Babu's performance as a music one-off, an inspiration that signals a bright future with a clear message. The best is yet to come. For GRTS Entertainment, I'm Ibrahim Cham.
Welcome back, and over now to what else is making headline news around Africa. Now, Zimbabwe on Friday inaugurated former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa as new leader. Crowds across the country celebrated after Mnangagwa promised a reversal of many of Mugabe's signature policies. We have details of that in this report.
Emmerson Mnangagwa.
Zimbabwe's new president was sworn in at a ceremony witnessed by more than 60,000 people, among them several heads of state and leaders of the opposition. President Emmerson Mnangagwa acknowledged the task at hand to rebuild a country battered by years of economic decline and political instability. He promised to tackle corruption, respect and protect foreign investment, create jobs, and finalize the contentious land reform program.
My government is committed to compensating those farmers from whom land was taken in terms of our laws of the land. As we go into the future, complex issues of land tenure will have to be addressed both urgently and definitively.
As his supporters danced and chanted, Mnangagwa said the new era required a new approach.
For our civil servants, it cannot be business as usual. You now have to roll up your sleeves in readiness to deliver. We have an economy to recover, a people to save. Each and every one of us must now end their hour, their day, their week, and their month at work.
Now, there were chaotic scenes at major shopping malls in South Africa as retailers marked Black Friday. Emanating from the old U.S. tradition, South Africa retailers caught onto the craze just 4 years ago. Black Friday has now become the biggest shopping event in South Africa, while the retailers are offering massive discounts, especially on electronics. While our CGTN's correspondent spent the night with eager shoppers, some of whom spent up to 5 hours waiting to get in shops.
Despite tough economic times, thousands of South Africans turned out in the middle of the night to mark the start of the Black Friday sale. Snaking queues at a number of shopping malls were captured on social media, showing consumers waiting patiently for stores to open.
We just want them to open, and we want to be the first to go in.
We're waiting for a nice freezer and a PS4.
Do you think you're going to get it much cheaper than every other day?
Yep, definitely.
How much cheaper?
Good couple of $100 at least.
I actually also came for the experience because it's quite nice to see so many people, and it's a good experience also.
Retailers recorded massive sales in 2016. With evident demand, some big stores decided to go beyond normal operating hours. Shoppers.
Before we go, a quick recap of our headline-making stories once again. The Food and Agriculture Organization has launched a nationwide farmer capacity building scheme questing to reinforce food security and improve national nutrition. Chief Justice Hassan Jallow has urged legal luminaries to preserve the rule of equitable law and judicial efficacy amid commemoration of Law Day. Zimbabwe finally settles as the Southern African country inaugurated former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa as new leader following the resignation of longtime ruler Robert Mugabe. And the Black Friday shopping craze has returned in South Africa. Curtic sins marked the day, which became a trend in the country only 4 years ago. And Asing Berisi, Gambian musical prodigy by Babu, has made a sensational performance in his first appearance at the prestigious Diaspora Music Festival in France. Well, those all in this edition of the News at 8. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. I was your presenter, Fatou Janimbai, and thank you for joining us.